the Gears of War series, a series created by Epic Games. Yeah, you heard that right, the Fortnite people. The games are set on the fictional planet Sarah and feature a constant global conflict for survival. Today, we are going to look at 12 things we know so far about the series' upcoming installment, Gears of War E-Day, which is set to release in 2026. Before we begin, I would like to ask everyone watching to subscribe to the channel, as it helps us out a lot, and turn on notifications to always get the latest Marvelous Gamers videos. With all that said, time to get messy. The game is a prequel, Origins Explored. To start off, E-Day is set 14 years before the first game. It focuses on the events surrounding the Locust invasion on Emergence Day, when the subterranean race emerged from the underground caverns of the Hollow and laid waste to a quarter of the human population. The game is told from the perspective of the original game's protagonists, Marcus Fenix and Dom Santiago, two soldiers from the COG, or the Coalition of Ordered Governments. The game is said to be an origin story that focuses on the brotherhood between Marcus and Dom. The new setting, City of Colona. Next up, the game will take place in a new city. Fans would be familiar with the COG capital, New Ephra, the city of Elima, and the city island, Azura. The latest game will showcase a new landscape, Colona, a major city in the nation of Tyrus. It will be the site of a significant battle on Emergence Day, where Marcus and Dom first take on the Locust forces. Eagle-eyed fans have also noted that Colona was previously mentioned in Gears of War 3, albeit through flashbacks and a propaganda poster. As the lore of the series contains very little information about Colona, beyond it being a typical civilian hub, it will be interesting to see how they will display a regular city that is suddenly invaded by the Locust invaders. The real E-Day, Unveiling Emergence Day. Next, Gears of War. E-Day will go back in time to tell the tale of the most critical event in the franchise's storyline. Emergence Day was the foundational, cataclysmic event that defined the entire Gears universe and served as the primary motivation for its characters and subsequent conflicts. The unparalleled loss of life left humanity on the brink of extinction and established a bleak, post-apocalyptic tone for the series, encapsulated in the common amongst survivors. The lucky ones died on E-Day. The game promises depth and context that have only been hinted at in previous games. Iconic characters. Return, Marcus and Dom reunited. Moving on, we can't talk Gears of War without talking about the OGs, Marcus and Dom returning. To celebrate the 18th anniversary of the game in November of last year, E-Day's developer, the Coalition, confirmed that the original voice actors for Marcus Fenix and Dominic Santiago, John DiMaggio, and Carlos Ferro will reprise their roles for the upcoming prequel. Fans can expect the gruff and stoic demeanor of Marcus, including the deadpan, one-worded nice from DiMaggio, albeit his voice will probably have to be de-aged. Let's be real, John's not getting any younger, and Marcus is 14 years younger in this game. Carlos Ferro returning as the ever-loyal, yet incredibly tragic Dom will make for some blockbuster scenes in the game. People Can Fly returns to Gears. Next, Papa's Home. In a press release in January, Polish-based studio, the lead developer of Gears of War, Judgment and co-developers of Gears of War 1 through 3. People Can Fly was announced as the co-developer of E-Day alongside the Coalition. PCF's CEO, Sebastian Wojciechowski, said, quote, "Returning to collaborate on the next chapter of this legendary saga is both a privilege and an exciting opportunity to build upon the intense, visceral action and rich storytelling that fans have come to love. We are deeply grateful for our partners' trust and support on this journey." Horror Roots, the franchise, returns to scares. Now, it's time to get ready to feel the chills down your spine again. According to brand director Nicole Fawcett and creative director Matt Cersei, the goal of E-Day is to focus on the horror elements of the original trilogy. E-Day's approach to the horror genre is an essential move for the franchise as it aims to recapture the original intense atmosphere and mature tone, which many fans felt was lost in later, more action-oriented installments. As is so often the case with horror franchises, Take Resident Evil or even Dino Crisis as examples. Fans can fully expect a more intimate, emotional, and visceral story about the panic and desperation of E-Day, full of scares and brutal nightmares with this approach. Delta Squad before they were legends. Next up, the game is going to show us a side of the Delta Squad that we haven't seen before. The younger, less jaded versions of Delta 1 as they try to make sense of the ongoing carnage during the Locust invasion will be quite the arc for fans to experience. It's expected that both Dom and Marcus will undergo a lot of traumatic events, which would lead to their less than rosy demeanor in the first game. The Coalition has revealed that E-Day will have, quote, a modern take on both characters, who are youthful, vulnerable, and inexperienced in this game. The Locust. Terrifying introduction. Imagine one day, the ground just opened up and a whole bunch of ugly, heavy-armored monsters came out and started attacking you. Feel that? That is the feeling the creators want to evoke inside the fans with this terrifying introduction to the Locust. We can expect the attack on Sarah to depict more intensity and to be more terrifying than ever before, all thanks to number 9. Tech evolution, Unreal Engine 5 power. It's time for an upgrade. E-Day is set to be built from the ground up with Epic Games' latest and most powerful game engine yet, the Unreal Engine 5. This will ensure major graphical and gameplay upgrades. You will see all the horrors, you will feel all the anxiety, you will live every moment like you were in the game itself. The UE5 will ensure your mind is blown from the opening to the end credits. Easter eggs and lore nods. Next, the game's trailer has already dropped a number of Easter eggs and callbacks in its trailer itself, like the newspaper signaling the end of the pendulum wars between the COG and the UIR. There are children's toys in the trailer, which may hint at Santiago's backstory, where he loses his children during the events of Emergence Day. There are action figures lying around. One of them looks a bit like Anthony Carmine from the first game. It will be fun to see what other Easter eggs will show up in the future trailers and, of course, in the game itself. Stunning detail upgrades. The Unreal Engine 5 will add over 100 times more environment and character details in the Gears installment, according to Kate Rayner, studio technical director at the Coalition, as every character, animation, and environment has been built from scratch. With the UE5, you can be assured that the destruction and gore on display for E-Day is going to be nothing short of a spectacle. The Mainline saga, not a spin-off. It is crucial to note that Gears of War, E-Day, is a core entry and not some spin-off or side story. It will be canon and have ramifications on the main storyline. Now will the game launch its own sequels in the form of a prequel saga? That will mostly depend on its reception and sales. Marvelous verdict. And with that, we have reached the end of our list. Would you like to see a prequel saga of the franchise? Do you know any additional facts we may have missed? Comment all of it down below. As always, please like, share, and comment on the video as it greatly helps us out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be the first to be notified of all things marvelous. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.